Hey guys, this is Greg from Online Fabric Store. Today I'm going to make a fun and festive Santa hat out of faux fur and velvet. So let's get started. The materials you'll need are fabric. I'm using velvet and faux fur, but you could also use other fabrics like fleece or felt or burlap. Just kidding, don't use burlap, that was a joke. You will also need stuffing, a ruler, scissors, pins, thread, and a hand sewing needle. First thing I'm going to do is cut a piece of faux fur that's 24 inches wide by 8 inches high. Make sure the stretch of the fabric aligns with the width of your piece. Faux fur can be really annoying and messy, so it helps to cut in short snips so you don't make too huge a mess. I heard it helps to use an X-Acto knife, but I'm not allowed to use those anymore. When you're done, just go ahead and wipe the fur to the floor. I'll have to remember to sweep when I'm done, or else Clara will murder me. Fold in half with the right sides facing and pin down the side. You could also use the magic word and oh my, it's a Christmas miracle, ladies and gentlemen! Stitch with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Make sure to backstitch at both ends. When you're done, you can just set this piece aside for now. Next, I'll be cutting a couple triangles of velvet that are 12 inches wide and 15 inches high. Make sure to mark the height from the very center of the width. The measurements I'm using are for a standard adult size head, but you could easily subtract a few inches from the height and width of each piece for a kid size, or add a few inches if it's for a larger head. I'm just going to use this first piece as a template for the second piece. Put the triangles together with right sides facing and pin down one of the sides. Or say the magic word again, and oh my god, I can't believe it, it's another miracle! Stitch down the side with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Stretch velvet can be really slippery when you're sewing, so my advice is don't use stretch velvet. It's annoying to cut, it's annoying to pin, it's annoying to sew. I'm only kidding. Don't go too fast, don't pull on the fabric, and keep the pins in until the last second, and it should come out fine. When the side is finished, repeat for the other side. Turn right side out and poke out the top corner. Now take that faux fur circle and fold it in half with the wrong sides facing. Insert the velvet piece and pin the raw edges together. Now this is very important. You want to be 110% certain that all 3 raw edges line up evenly and the seam of the brim matches one of the seams of the velvet. Stitch all the way around with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. This part can be pretty annoying, so be careful. And when that's done, just fold the brim down. The last piece you need is the pom-pom thing for the top. Fold a small piece of faux fur in half with right sides facing and draw a circle. I'll be using this little styro cup as a template. This is a little under 4 inches in diameter, so that should work nicely. Drop in a few pins around the circle and carefully start sewing on the line. Make sure to leave a couple inches open. Cut just around the stitches and turn it right side out. I'm just going to give it a good shake here and get rid of that loose fur. Pack some of the stuffing into the opening so it's pretty full, but don't overstuff it. You could put in a little bell here if you want, but that would probably give me a headache, so I'm not going to do that. Fold the edges of the opening in and insert the tip of the velvet. Hand sew the opening closed, and it is finished. At this point, I should probably admit that I don't really know what I'm doing. I've made like 100 sewing videos, but I haven't used a sewing machine since home economics class in middle school. If you know what you're doing, this should be really easy. But if you've never sewed before, that's not an excuse. If I can do it, anyone can do it. All we need now is someone to model it for us. Luckily, I know of someone who works near here, so I'll just go for a little walk outside and around this corner. Here's his place of business. I'm pretty well known here, so they should let me into the back. And his room is right here. Looks like he's not very busy. I'll just ask him nicely. I'm sure he'll be a good sport and try it on. Well, that's all for now, folks. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. All the materials used here and more can be found at onlinefabricstore.net. And thanks for watching this OFS project.